This girl is shy. Um, I'll go down and buy some breakfast. Although it's not too early anymore. What do you want to eat? Warm sensation. Open your mouth. I originally wanted to say casually. The words were on the tip of my tongue but never came out. She saw Jiefeng's serious questioning gaze. Serious inquiry. It should be answered seriously. Can I choose? The monsoon paused slightly. Of course. My dear President Wen, I want to eat Xiao Longbao and soy milk. The monsoon paused slightly. Xiao Longbao and Du Jiang. She actually feels a bit familiar, because in the past she had bought breakfast for Gu Zhuting for many years. Gu Zhuting's favorite. It's just soup, dumplings, and soy milk. It seems like a very simple request. But Monsoon gladly agreed, then leave space for warmth. Let her change clothes. Went downstairs alone to buy soup, dumplings. Steamed dumplings. Shenjian. There is still soup and soy milk. When the monsoon returns to 409, warmth has already changed into new clothes. The expression returned to normal. Just occasionally sneak a peek at myself. Then there was more smile between her brows. Having breakfast. After breakfast, I still have to work. There are still many tasks at work. It's today. It can basically be confirmed. The candidates were selected during yesterday's recruitment process. Yesterday was very busy. Today might be busier. Slept in. It is already a crime. They are pressed for time and have heavy tasks. There can be no relaxation for even a moment. Originally, the monsoon wanted to say a word regarding inviting Lai Lingyi to dinner. Later, after thinking it over, forget it. Affecting work status. Let's talk about it in the evening. Let's go. Okay. The two individuals are dressed neatly, then headed to the third-floor atrium. Not yet at the door. You could hear Du Ding and the others shouting loudly. Datu, are you an idiot? I don't know what to let people vote for. Get lost. Let him kill me again. Monsoon. Wen Nguyen looked at the monsoon. Silent. These fools are shouting so loudly. It was obvious they were playing a game. No loud talking is allowed during work hours. No gaming allowed. Monsoon days, although he is very polite to his brothers. But this is a matter of principle. Myself and warmth. Being late is very inappropriate. But you all play games at the company. That doesn't make any sense. Still haven't entered the house. His anger flared up. Walk in quietly with warmth into the company. Du Ding glanced at the monsoon and warmth. Elder brother, sister-in-law. Arrived. Finished speaking. He continued to focus on the game. Monsoon. Is something not right? Du Ding is this person, although a bit dazed. But he is the most obedient, the most understanding one. Jiefeng dares to lead a group of brothers. Running naked in Magic City. Without Du Ding, it really won't work. Although he lacks many workplace skills, but he is obedient enough. Matters of principle. Almost never makes mistakes. For example, the mistakes in company rules. You can't cut in line before or after work hours. Calling each other brothers. Du Ding has never let go. Today, wait a moment. The monsoon suddenly realized. What's wrong? He turns towards warmth. What date is it today? September 30th. August 15. Whoa, today is the Mid-Autumn Festival. It seems so. Wen Nguyen nodded gently. The monsoon is a bit fierce. I don't know if it's me. Last night until this morning. Too comfortable. I haven't felt that relaxed in a long time. So just forget about it. Actually, it's not just the monsoon that has been forgotten. The situation is also similar. From last night until now. Emotions have been on a roller coaster. Time and such. He didn't pay any attention at all. I was too busy sticking together, completely pressuring the days. It really shouldn't be. As for the monsoon, he looked at his brothers who were playing games. I feel a little guilty. It's already the Mid-Autumn Festival holiday. The brothers not only didn't return home, still at the company. He wants to go again. That's really not authentic. Capitalists don't act like this. Um, Today is the Mid-Autumn Festival. Do you have anything to do? It seems there isn't any. So today, the monsoon raised an eyebrow. Let's work together. Wen Nguyen said with delight. The corners of the monsoon's mouth twitched. He actually wanted to ask Wen Nguyen, "Do you want to go out and have some fun?" Ki Wenren opened her mouth. It's just working together. He was about to break down at the same time. There's no reason to refuse. After all, for warmth. The work itself is very joyful. That works too. The recruitment issue from before. What we informed at that time was just one. Response will be given in 2 days. Like a travel authority. Leave those behind. We can finalize it with a phone call today. When Nguyen nodded slightly. Then a soul-searching question was raised. Who had? Although the company is small, but there are still people. Wen Nguyen is definitely not suitable for being the CEO. Kaya How Company. There was an expert in various fields. Exceptional abilities. Excellent eloquence. A rare candidate who is well versed in the entire company's operational processes. After a discussion between President Wen and Director Jai, waiting for a heavy responsibility, Fei Jiafeng silently counts. Then the monsoon squatted in the company, spent the afternoon making phone calls. Mr. Luquan, right. I am Jiafeng, the planning director of Zhaijian Y Lai. Our company became a monster. Hello. Is this Miss Liu Ting? Because the monsoon values travel rights and Liu Ting. So, these two people, choosing him is a priority for care, not just with the two of them. Discussed specific salary benefits. We discussed the contract in detail and properly. Planning. And a certain future. For people like them with potential talent. The monsoon does not discuss welfare with them. He only talks about money. In the workplace, benefits are meant for the tools to see. Capable people, a smart person, as long as you give them money, or sufficient benefits. They will fight for their lives. These people know what they need. There's no need for so-called welfare, that kind of nonsense. Pan, it is the most genuine thing. After finishing the recruitment matters, monsoons and warmth, sitting back in the office again, begin guidance, warmth about knowledge in promotion and planning. By the way, revise your own split planning proposal. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Let's talk about promotion and planning. The monsoon has entered a serious phase. Wen Nguyen also took out paper and pen. Start recording. Traffic fission. A classic vocabulary, also known as viral drainage. Human-to-human transmission is possible. It is the effect of legacy. Viral drainage, although it has a high degree of randomness, but it can actually be orchestrated by experts. The most classic case. It was once Mr. Xi Jinping. The trap set in 2011. Rescue the daughter. Plan for life as it is meant for you. Let the world enter his game. He does not believe that human nature is inherently good. Do not seek help from online friends to save mother and daughter. He wagered on the inherent evil of humanity. Even his online friends want him dead. This situation is too classic. So successful because of the vast number of netizens. I really want him to die. At the same time, It instantly ignited the traffic. We have also achieved the initial goal of saving the girl. This case, even for a long time afterwards, all are revered as classics. However, the monsoon's planning ability is limited. I can't think of such a classic situation. He doesn't need to do any promotion. There is nothing significant to say, purely for the sake of making money, also for the short video field. Accumulate funds and experience. Now he is, as long as it's made, just a small game to catch Boruto's attention. For example, a certain brand's 1 yuan mooncake claimed to sell one portion, at least a loss of 39 yuan. Lost millions overnight. There is a brand offering 3 towels for 1 yuan. A bowl was snatched for 260,000 strings. Wait a moment. These are all classic cases. Can be copied. The mooncake event indeed lost several million, but in the end, sales reached nearly 120 million. Earned over 20 million. The planner will not tell you. As for that towel case, even in a past life, they all belong to popular brands. How to make a profit when selling things at a loss? It's actually very simple. Earn traffic, attract attention, as long as enough people know this brand. Do you know this item? Then the merchant can never incur a loss. After all, there are people who buy the beauty pens from 79. It can even sell out, even if its cost there's less than $1. And many old domestic products. Ming is both good quality and affordable, yet completely ignored. This is the difference in traffic, because no one knows about the old national goods. Before they were exposed, there is simply no traffic at all. Actually, Jifen thinks that, for the traffic, he could even give up using gold altogether. I just don't know how it will actually work out. Can it be done? Planning and promotion. The basic principle is like this. The class is almost over. Jifen picked up the cup and took a sip. He actually doesn't like talking about these business courses much. But today's students are warm. Then he definitely cannot keep secrets. And warmth. The work of management and coordination is different. As the boss, he handles many things. Need to think ahead, planning such matters. He can do it, but we can't keep doing this. It is always necessary to delegate. As the CEO Wen Nguyen, he needs to understand the principles in this area. Don't ask him to be the planner, at least from now on. After hiring a new planning director, as the president, not to be fooled. After finishing work, the monsoon brings warmth, and there are Du Ding and the others. Spent a mid-autumn festival at the company, bought some assorted mooncakes from downstairs. Took a group photo of the company's startup. Then they warmed up and started playing games again. It is obvious. In the absence of a master like Mu Wanquan, the monsoon cannot carry warmth down the road. Will die like a dog. Finally, the monsoon has chosen the sword saint for the jungle role. When Nguyen chose to play cautiously in the top lane, the company is doing 5 consecutive tasks. The more we fight, the more silence sets in. After a while of warmth, finally understood. Why do Monsoon and Du Ding have such a good relationship? Playing games can lead to arguments too. Eating, drinking, and having fun. Then the rather bland Mid-Autumn Festival came to an end. The Mid-Autumn Festival of the current era. The festive atmosphere has diminished significantly. Even in a foreign land, the moon shines bright. Not as good as a lamp at home. Not in the hometown. The brothers can only chat on the phone with their parents at home. For we chat, phone, leaning against the windowsill. When he took out a cigarette, warmth also took out what he had brought back. but the lighter that was never returned. Brush. The firelight ignites, but it was extinguished by the night wind. Warmth reignites. The monsoon is drawing closer. Push the wind down with both hands. The cigarette is lit. The monsoon leaned back on the balcony again. Are you not planning to return the lighter to me? Didn't you say I should practice more? Moreover, this was originally bought by me. Warmth still speaks convincingly. The things that were sent out. There is still a need to go back. This is different. Okay, don't lose it. I won't. In the hearts of Warmth and Monsoon. This is their token of love. Both of them think so. Keep smoking. The monsoon gazes with warm eyes. It began to blur. He is the kind of person who enjoys pleasure, achieving results at work. In addition to the realization of self-worth, he would not refuse the satisfaction of material desires, even enjoy material desires. Today is clearly a mid-autumn festival, but was forced to work a full day. For the monsoon, it's truly a bit hard to bear, just seeing the warmth and joy in it. The monsoon doesn't matter anymore. I love the joy of music. It is also pleasure. Since the day's work has come to an end, then he could actually talk about the things he didn't say in the morning. Take it out and talk. Warmth. I have something to tell you. What happened? When Nguyen suddenly felt a bit tense. In general, monsoons are. Speak your mind. Just let him do it. It's not that I haven't considered discussing it with him. It's just relatively few. This formal inquiry, always making Warmth feel like something not good. Yesterday, while I was buying something to eat, I ran into Gu Zhu Ting and her mother. Her mother used to take good care of me. She is a very kind and good elder. So in 2 days, I might invite Gu Zhuting's mother to dinner. It will probably be the night after tomorrow. Warmly lowering my gaze. Silence. Indeed. This kind of situation, the monsoon needs to be clearly expressed. It seemed like they were discussing something with her. It's usually not something to be happy about. Time spent with the monsoon. It seems like I have to reduce it again. And it's that guy Gu Zhuting. I understand. Warmly and obediently nodded. Yes, even when feeling jealous. She can also pretend to be very generous. It doesn't matter. The corner of the monsoon's mouth twitched. Hold back your laughter. I have a rough idea of what she wants to do. I know that too. Warmth whispers softly in the heart. So, do you want to go with me? Although we are not relatives. But it still seems like a gathering between elders and juniors. Take her there. At that time, Gu Zhuting will definitely go to. So, she is like the monsoon, thinking and thinking. When Nguyen lowered her head, the monsoon did not urge her. She liked watching him quietly think in warmth. It took her a while to understand the meaning behind her words. Perceiving the gaze of the monsoon, Warmth feels like suddenly coming to one's senses. Quickly nodded in response. I want to go. Seeing the warmth of cuteness, the monsoon really couldn't hold back. He placed his hand on her head. But then let's go together. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Today's time isn't as late as yesterday. It is still far from bedtime. After talking about the meal, when our eyes met again, between the monsoon and Warmth, suddenly there was an inexplicable awkwardness. The events from last night to this morning, it can be said that it's somewhat coincidental. Some of it is also done intentionally. When I woke up in the morning, the shy area of the autistic girl still exists. She awkwardly pushed herself away. So, can I still feel at ease tonight like I did yesterday? Today, when you took a shower, Get the clothes ready in advance. I, I'll go tidy up a bit. The tone of the monsoon is somewhat dry. Warmth avoids awkwardness. So he took the initiative to walk back into the house. Clean up, just when the monsoon was in doubt, when actually started tidying up. The monsoon is mostly quite clean, but he still has some typical flaws that men usually have. For example, clothes like to be thrown in a pile. When at home, with his mom helping him tidy up, it's fine as long as we don't go outside. Clothes that no one has put away. A lump is just a lump. He won't fold it himself. Warmth fills the drawers of the seasonal clothes. They were all pulled out. The clothes are all cleaned up. So it was casually placed on the bed by Wen Nguyen. Then classify. Die. One by one. One by one. His technique of folding clothes is very skillful. At a glance, it's clear they are used to doing household chores. Watching the warmth of packing clothes. Monsoon stood awkwardly to the side. The girl helped him tidy up his clothes. Only the nanny and my mom have done this before. He didn't know what was circulating online. What are those gentle and virtuous wives like? Anyway, he has never seen it. The existence of a virtuous wife. Basically, it won't circulate in the market. Even if there is, it's highly likely that someone is hoarding it at home like a treasure. Does that warmth count as being a virtuous wife? Aye. Why think so far ahead? The clothes left by the monsoon aren't many. Very soon, when Nguyen finished categorizing them, this side is the top. These are pants. This side is the coat. Long pants. This is the underwear. Okay, got it. Organizing it this way will keep it tidy. It won't be hard to find. I will go shopping for clothes tomorrow. Let's do it together. Ah, Jaifen was momentarily taken aback. I didn't bring any change of clothes from school. This won't work out like this. The monsoon stirred silently. It's really not because of. The day after tomorrow, I will meet Gu Zuting and her mom. Just went to buy clothes. Although I have this thought in my heart, Qi Jiafeng would never say it out loud. Okay, let's go together tomorrow. Hearing the monsoon's promise. Wen Nguyen smiled sweetly. Today's monsoon talk is a bit sparse. It seems the situation has reversed compared to before. It has always been warmth speaking. She occasionally speaks bluntly. The monsoon has been seen. She had a complete outfit ready by her side. It looks like they are about to take a shower. Of course, even if I see it, I pretend I don't. She didn't mention how to get dressed after washing. He didn't mention wanting to sleep in Du Ding's room. Everything seems to have been arranged perfectly. So let it be. As warmth enters the bathroom, the sound of rain gently falling fills the air. The monsoon has once again arrived on the balcony. Using a disposable lighter, I lit a cigarette for myself. Today she is much calmer. The drunken state from yesterday will no longer appear. When warmth came out of the bathroom, it wasn't as exaggerated as yesterday. Didn't wash my hair, so the hair is basically dry. I also prepared well-fitting pants in advance, not exposing my legs like yesterday. The cigarette in the monsoon's hand paused for a moment. I don't know if my feelings are of nostalgia or regret. At least I don't have to deliberately draw the curtains, prevent her from flashing. I'm going to wash up. Jaifin also quickly finished showering. When I went out, Wen Nguyen was already leaning by the bed, playing on her phone. The atmosphere was somewhat silent and strange. After seeing the monsoon come out, a warm gaze suddenly calmed. Begin to move your body quietly. Moved from the edge of the bed to the middle of the bed. It's exactly the spot where I slept last night. Clear the space beside the bed. The left side is fine. The right side is fine too. The monsoon is ready to sit on the sofa, suddenly froze in place. The warmth of this gesture is very clear. At the position of the bed, handle it in 5 to 6 seconds. She could only silently lie down in yesterday's spot. Then he started playing with his phone. Neither of them spoke. Everything relies on tacit understanding. It's just in Jiefeng's mind. A single phrase kept circling in my mind. Poor at playing with cars. Fu Wan Bio. Playing with the phone is a big fool. She doesn't know. In one's own mind. Why did this sentence come up? In short, it lingers on. The whole person is not as carefree as yesterday. Very stiff. By 11 o'clock at night, when Nguyen proactively got up and turned off the light, I fell back asleep in the middle of the bed again. The posture is still as upright as ever. But he extended his right hand, placed between her and the monsoon. This very obvious action. The monsoon can certainly be seen. But last night I slept on my side all night. I really don't feel well. So she no longer acted like before. Hold warmth with your right hand, but instead lay down in a normal supine position to sleep, holding the warm right hand with the left hand. Index finger pointing backward. Even with closed eyes, the warmth remains, but the eyebrows all raised up. This night, it is a quiet night. The next morning, when the monsoon awakens, I feel a bit of itch on my chin. It feels like warm fingers. Gently stroking her. Not yet hard tea. All right. Deliberately maintained distance. Didn't have much effect. Warmth has quietly approached. The quiet sound of breathing is close at hand. The monsoon could sense the tension in her breath. Warmth lay silent in her embrace for a while. I don't know what I'm doing. Suddenly, she felt her chin, gently pecked. A faint chill fleetingly passed. The monsoon didn't even react. The young girl has already gotten up and left. Just a little bit. But the monsoon knows what that is. Warm kiss. A sense of happiness instantly fills my entire being. Let the monsoon be a little intoxicating. However, the monsoon is a bit troublesome right now. Not just the psychological kind. At this moment, her posture was quite uncomfortable. I don't want to wake up right now, so I can only continue pretending to be asleep. After sleeping for a while, I felt exhausted. Deng Wenduan went to the bathroom to wash up. The monsoon finally got busy. Gently touched his chin. The corners of her mouth couldn't help but lift up. Today is November 11th, when Nguyen simply made 2 bowls of vegetable and egg noodles. As breakfast, it's not particularly delicious. But the monsoon still stubbornly held on to a big bowl, leaning against the door, watching the warmth of washing dishes. She really looks like a married woman. The monsoon suddenly had an urge to embrace from behind. But after thinking it over, I decided against it. He has a lot of time with Wen Nguyen. The future is long. After finishing the meal, the two of them went downstairs together. As Warmth said last night, "Today I am going to buy some new clothes." He understands. So the two of them went to the shopping mall together. When Nguyen visits a mall in Magic City for the first time, I must say, the prices here are simply astonishing to him. Brand name clothes easily cost thousands. Even with his current income, he also can't bear to part with it. The monsoon naturally perceived the warmth of the thoughts. According to what Xiao Lan taught you, buy 2 sets of more expensive formal suits. Let's just go to the clothing store downstairs. Okay, buying clothes is a matter of concern, not just to handle tomorrow's dinner party. As a company leader, he should also buy some formal clothes. The identity of the CEO. You definitely can't wear cheap stuff. So let's go through official channels. The monsoon suddenly said, "No, I can't do it." Inappropriate. Hearing the public account, Warmth is somewhat flustered, hastily waved his hand. The monsoon is expressionless. Helping when new and pick out clothes there. Continue with a calm expression. The company accountant hasn't started yet. Now let's go through the public account. There won't be any problems. Actually, I used to spend money on the public account often. After Liu Ting joins the company, it will be more troublesome. Seeing the monsoon spend money on public accounts, taken for granted. It feels absurdly warm, because it was already absurd. Before establishing the company, public funds are essentially his own money. He spends from his personal account and the public account. There is no difference. The company has now been established. The monsoon itself holds over 90% of the shares. He is truly the one who calls the shots at the company. Saying such things is simply being unreasonable. When Nguyen as CEO definitely won't agree. Now it has become a company. The business company is private. Say it again. I'm not broke either. No way. All right then. The scheme of the fake public accountant fell through. The monsoon feels a bit regretful. As the company's public account, it definitely can't be used casually, especially in the early stages of entrepreneurship. The company needs a lot of funds, research and development investment. Most startup founders in the early stages, life isn't really that great, although it's not as difficult as it is for ordinary people. But it definitely can't be called enjoyable. The monsoon knows. Warm cares a lot about money matters. Seeing his attitude was firm, the monsoon can only be put to rest. But he still didn't plan to let Wen Nguyen pay today. He wants to gradually make Wen Nguyen accept that he will pay the bill, instead of continually rejecting and rejecting. That way, both sides will be very tired. Choose the right clothes. Let warmth take its place. Watching him walk out of the changing room, Monsoon was momentarily stunned. The tailor cut of professional attire, creating a warm and graceful figure, achieved the perfect presentation. A flawless face adorned with stylish attire, even more dazzling, revealing his extraordinary temperament and depth. Long eyelashes. In an instant, it caught the attention of the sales clerk. It also attracted the monsoon. Your demeanor is unmatched by ordinary people. Nature will evoke admiration. Sir, your girlfriend is truly beautiful. The area of professional attire. Nature won't look like the casual wear downstairs. So casual. The salespeople all appeared very dignified and polite. Warm classical language. Her face turned red. But now he has become much more generous than before. Quietly approached the monsoon. This set is too expensive. Forget it. The monsoon was silent. When Wen Nguyen went in to change clothes, he nodded towards the salesperson, handing over his own card. I also think he is very handsome. Swipe the card. All right. Please wait a moment, sir. The salesperson was originally meant to smile. This time, the payment is made. His smile was even brighter than before. Consumption journey. As the monsoon brought warmth out of the mall, the introverted girl remained silent. He promised he would pay. He, Jifen, never even gave him a chance to get paid. Always rushed to change clothes first. Warmth is not desired. Keji Feng is angry. But every time the monsoon helps him buy things, he would inexplicably experience some emotions. Useless person, abandoned, burden. Such words always pop up in my mind. I walked into the small shop. Monsoon meets warmth. Has never been able to process their emotions. I finally couldn't hold back anymore. Then I spoke up. You should raise your head first. The warmth demanded by the monsoon. Slowly lift your head. Gazed into the eyes of the monsoon. Those eyes, like the depths of a lake, being looked at by him, will become immersed in it. When Nguyen wanted to avoid such gazes, but the monsoon pulled him back. The four eyes meet again. The monsoon supported the girl's shoulders. Warmth, you should understand me. The monsoon eye reveals deep affection. Gentle warmth and sincere affection gradually dispel the darkness in the warmth of the heart. Like an ancient castle in a deep mountain shrouded in gloom, finally saw that ray of sunshine. He should understand something. Actually, this question, there is no need to search for answers at all, because he could always feel the heart of the monsoon, a calm and resolute heart. The opposite is himself. He always wavers between bravery and cowardice. Being brave can leave the monsoon at a loss. When feeling inadequate, it will make oneself feel like a pathetic worm. The gentle touch and dedication of the monsoon never ask for conditions. But every time I resist, perhaps it will trouble him a lot. Staring into the eyes of the monsoon, the warm emotions relaxed. Silently nodding, I understand. The monsoon finally brings warmth. Continuing to fuss over this matter, my mood instantly improved. Although there are interactions between boys and girls in relationships, economic mutual balance, escorting gifts is a form of respect. But warmth like this, it was a pure rejection. It's perfectly fine for a girl to reject a guy, but the problem is, they should be a couple. The situation of the little fairy is, acceptance does not mean I agree. Warm situation, but I can help you with your work. But I don't even want the money. He always undervalues himself. I didn't even realize. The monsoon can no longer be separated from him. Regardless of the company, is still him. Accepting kindness, this is considered a historic step. Moreover, this is just the beginning of everything. Just understand it. Get in the car. The monsoon tapped on little Turtle King's seat. Has already been swept away. When Nguyen heard that the monsoon was going to buy rice, suddenly felt a surge of excitement. But afterward, monsoon and warmth, we went to the supermarket to buy rice. Sacks. Then we strolled through the vegetable market, bought a live fish, carrying a large pile of ingredients, returned to the old business district apartment, monsoon and warmth, preparing to cook a meal at home. As soon as I got home, the monsoon has cleaned the rice bowl, then instructed Wen Nguyen to wash her hands. Come back and dry your hands after washing. Warmth was also blow-dried a bit. Ensure there are no water stains. Otherwise, that rice can't be eaten after playing with it. Watching the monsoon bring rice, pouring into the rice basin in front of me. Autistic girl, already feeling eager to try. Pursed lips. When Nguyen slowly sank her palm into the rice bowl, she closed her eyes, feeling the pressure of the grains under my fingertips. A sudden feeling of indescribable satisfaction. The monsoon couldn't help but want to laugh. How old are you? Still playing rice. Not like me. Now it's time to start preparing for dinner tonight. Staring at the live fish that was brought home, the corner of the monsoon's mouth twitched. The society I muddled through for decades in my past life. Her heart has long been as cold as a knife. Can't handle a fish. Boo. The power of the monsoon is immense. A kitchen knife may not be a cleaver, but there are no issues using it. But the fish will move. With one stroke, he severed half a head. She is still moving. Wu Rai. Jaifeng wanted to hold the fish down, but she really can't slip away. Jumped directly into the pool. When Nguyen, who is playing with rice nearby, is strong and healthy. Couldn't help but laugh out loud. Let me do it. Good. The Monsoon didn't continue to awkwardly search. She knows. Professional work requires professionals to handle it. At times like this, it's best not to be stubborn. Warm sharks are not considered skilled, but I have some experience as a girl who can support the daily life of the family, processing ingredients, chopping vegetables, washing rice. Cooking is such a thing. She is completely stress-free. Throughout the entire process, the Monsoon will just lend her a hand. Under warm operation, so the two of them enjoyed a simple home-cooked meal. The warm craftsmanship is not particularly great, but the Monsoon cares not for taste. Calm and warm moments, always passing by quickly. The two looked like an ordinary couple. Spent a plain and ordinary day. The next day. Recently, I've been lacking in exercise. It really shouldn't be like this. After finishing the run, had breakfast. The Monsoon then contacted Lai Lingi. "And Lai, are you free this evening? Is there anything special you want to eat? If it's all possible, let's go to Hot Pot. Near the school, there is a Dongling Hot Pot restaurant. It is also relatively convenient." Okay. Contact at night. Arrange the dinner gathering for tonight. Monsoon and warmth. Back to work mode. There's just too much work to do at the company, because I am waiting for the holiday to end. We need to arrange the new personnel work. Warmth is here. The planning has already begun early. In the coming period, the selection of products. A busy day. The sky is getting darker. As the Monsoon was getting ready to take the warmth out for a meal, unexpectedly warmth broke through. I need to go upstairs to change clothes. Is it necessary? There is. Seeing the serious expression on the face of the autistic girl, the Monsoon could only nod slightly. Wen Yuan changed into a blue and white floral dress. He chose this set himself yesterday. The past Monsoon matched his spiritual aura. Completely converged. The blue flowers are very flattering. It also highlights the temperament. The whole person looks, she is just a gentle and lovely girl next door. This feeling is truly wonderful. Is it beautiful? Wen Yuan gazed warmly at the Monsoon. Beautiful. Gaining the affirmation of the Monsoon. Wen Yuan also smiled, riding the little electric donkey. The Monsoon, as previously agreed, went to Dongling Hot Pot near the school with Wen Yuan, arrived at the store entrance. When contacting Lai Lingi, the other party actually said, "Arrived." The Monsoon was somewhat surprised. He arrived almost half an hour early. Let's go. They are inside. Good. In this situation, Wen Yuan doesn't really care. He held the bag with both hands, appeared very quiet, walked into the hot pot restaurant. According to the server's mention of room 9, the Monsoon warmly pushed the door open. "Good evening." And Lai. The handsome young man and the athletic young woman enter together. Gentle and graceful Monsoon. The warmth of pure and lovely innocence. Two people stand together, just like a pair of beggars. Lai Linki, sitting opposite, was suddenly taken aback. The appearance of the girl in front of me. She looks somewhat familiar. According to my daughter's words, should be warm, but her appearance. Lai Linki couldn't do anything. Corresponding to the school uniform girl I once saw. Actually, it's not just Lai Linki. Beside her, Gu Zuting, when I saw Wen Yuan come to eat, slightly opened her mouth. Xiao Fen. This must be classmate Wen Yuan. Lai Linki asked with a smile. Before the Monsoon could speak, Wen Yuan nodded actively. "Hello." And Lai. "I am Warmth." The Monsoon standing nearby was somewhat surprised. Why isn't the silly girl nervous today? Seeing Lai Linky's impressive command of language formulas. The Monsoon directly interrupted the Skullcastin. Call the waiter. Waiter, how can I help you, sir? Ordering food. The Monsoon skillfully pointed to a pile. Then he handed the menu to Lai Linky. What else does Aunt Lai want to eat? Add a bit more. No need. Just keep an eye on it. Take back the menu. The Monsoon has once again brought warmth. What do you want to eat? Shrimp. Ordered the dishes. Add some dipping sauce. The Monsoon began to chat casually with Lai Linky, mostly those things from the past. Emotional card. Wen Nguyen silently listened without speaking. Gu Zuting remained silent as well. I kept serving the dishes. The Monsoon casually. To warm up, she started grilling beef. Warmly and silently, give the Monsoon a wrapped shrimp. The calm state of the two. Like a young couple. At this moment, Lai Lingy's complexion. Some changes have just occurred. Zuting. You eat too. Gu Zuting lowered her head with a grim expression. Lai Linky felt helpless at the same time. Once again I took in the warmth. Calmness. Calm and indifferent. Calm and composed. Besides the appearance, it's true that we are close like family. Warmth also gave her a sense of resilience and sharpness. This is a trait unique to professional women, although it is still very faint. But Lai Linky could sense that composure has never been just about personality. It can also describe the experiences a person has gone through, compared to the state of warmth. The daughter seems to still be in silence, the fragile flower of love on campus, and the other party has become a straight tree trunk. Today's meal gathering. It's about wanting to test the waters of the Monsoon. Look at the relationship between her and her daughter. Is there still hope? Keji Feng clearly guessed this. Bringing warmth directly. This is equivalent to. The answer to the question in her heart has already been given. Lai Linky gently sighed for her daughter, but on the surface they showed no signs. The gaze directly bypassed Jai Feng. Gaze of warmth. I had already heard about Wen Nguyen's grades. First place in the entire school for several monthly exams after the first semester. Placed in the city. It should also be the first place. Aunt Lai is overpraising me. Based on your score. It should be a stable admission to Qingbei. How did you end up in the Magic City? I remember Zhu Ting said. The Monsoon slightly furrows its brow. It's about being a top scholar. The school should be involved in this matter. The achievements of the One China approach towards warmth. No recognition was given. In the end, it came to nothing. What might have happened during that time? The things she doesn't know. She certainly wants to know the reason. But she should protect Wen Nguyen more. And Lai. Warmth suddenly grasped Jai Feng's hand. Signaled her not to speak. Monsoon was a bit taken aback. But Wen Nguyen did not look at her. Just calmly gazing into Lai Linky's eyes. In warm eyes. There is no junior named Gu Zuting at all. The Monsoon spoke. Lai Linky once treated her very well. They are respected elders. The Monsoon respects her. Then one will also respect the other. Today she came here. I'm not here to be a decorative piece. Comparing with Gu Zuting. No changes. Only choice. Because the Monsoon is here. So I came here. Her eyes were bright and piercing. Where is the usual shyness and timidity? Now she is. It's Prime Minister Wen. She chose the Monsoon. Steadfast and unwavering. This gaze left Lai Linky silent. It also made Gu Zuting feel ashamed. She will be like warmth. Is a firm choice the Monsoon? I won't. Even if I regret it now. She probably can't do it either. As unwavering as warmth. First and second. It seems like there's just a little bit missing. Actually, even a little bit. It can also vary greatly. Even on an international level, Kingbei. It's much stronger than Magic City. Choices made in youth. Somewhat impulsively. Will you regret it in the future? The monsoon is about to speak. Immediately pressed down by warmth. Then he forcefully stuffed a shrimp into her mouth. Indicate for her to shut up and eat. Okay, okay, okay. Boo-boo. Is it, Terry? Okay. I want to see your performance. This question has been heard many times by Wen Nguyen. So, teacher, oh. But the answer in her heart, completely unshaken. The car door has long been dry. Auntie is right. But the path is chosen by oneself. Even if I made a mistake, I can only blame myself. After all, everyone has to take responsibility for their own actions. Since a choice has been made, I will take responsibility. The consequences triggered by this choice. If I lose, then I will admit it. Lai Linky has already sensed it. When Nguyen is talking about herself, trash it. It is Gu Zhuting. The daughter has already lowered her head onto the table. That's true. The path is chosen by oneself. If I made a mistake, I can only blame myself. Lust. Just admit it. Lai Linky nodded slightly, while feeling emotional inside. Unexpectedly, a trace of admiration arose. If only I had been as brave as this girl back then. Perhaps the monsoon is my own son. How could she have such an absurd idea? Warm and steadfast. Even Lai Linky can't escape the flaws, although I am reluctant to admit it in my heart. But the actual result is already very clear. Daughters are not as warm. Far from it. Height and appearance. Ability learning. Steadfast emotions. The inner self. No matter which point. None of them are as good as. There is no opportunity now. The future is probably unlikely to yield results. Lai Linky gave up. He began chatting about everyday life with Wen Nguyen. They talked about the embarrassing moments of Jiafeng and Gu Zhuting's childhood. And warmth always faces things with grace. Can speak. He silently listens to what he cannot say. This meal took a long time to finish. It's almost 11 o'clock. Approaching the end. Lai Linky proactively raised the teacup to Wen Nguyen. You and Xiao Feng are so close. It's truly a rare fate. Auntie, here we toast with tea instead of wine. Wish you all happiness. Thank you, Auntie. Mother and daughter got into the car. Gu Zhuting finally couldn't hold back her emotions. Began to cry. Lai Linky did not comfort his daughter, just holding on to the car window. Look at the moon. The furthest can't compare to the moon over the clear river. Zhuting suddenly let out a sigh of relief, patted his chest. A sudden shake of the rabbit. Attract someone's attention. Originally, the monsoon planned to play a song. The MVP victory settlement music has begun. But I didn't expect. When Nguyen wasn't as calm as he appeared in the evening. The anxiety of the autistic girl finally revealed at this moment. You did great today. The monsoon's heartfelt admiration. Unable to resist asking again. Why are you so amazing? When Nguyen turned to look at Jiafeng, the gaze was faintly like water, but also reveals determination. I know that even if I do nothing, I have already defeated him. This is how we confirm. The monsoon still wore a teasing smile. O morn gaze, as certain as autumn water, deep and profound. Because I know you will always be by my side. Fiery emotions. The monsoon was momentarily at a loss for words. And the warm gaze, but did not stop circulating. You won't let me lose. But I want you to win. Monsoon's might. There was also some astonishment. Winning means choose warmth for yourself. Is it better to choose Gu Zhu Ting? No, he said he would win. It shouldn't just be Gu Zhu Ting. Is better than everyone else. The monsoon slowly grasped the warm fingers. Okay, shall we go back now? Jaifin glanced at the time. It is now 10:59. Days until October 3rd. It is also because of the 18th day of the 8th lunar month. 1 hour left. So he shook his head, not going back. Wen Nguyen smiled gently. It's so late already. I'm leaving. Go to the place with flowers. Where there are flowers. Warm gaze. A few Asians flashed by. But it was quickly replaced by tenderness. Monsoon, do you remember that incident before? The person whose name I can't remember suddenly ran over to give myself flowers, although he can no longer remember. What did that person say? Can't remember. What does he look like? But he remembers that bouquet. It is a white rose. Does the monsoon really care? The events of that day. Are you jealous? Will he buy himself flowers today? Okay. Wen Nguyen nodded slightly. The unknown is what makes it worth anticipating. Get in the car. Sitting on the small electric scooter for two. Racing along the way. The monsoon rides a bit fast. And warmth. Then tightly hugged his waist, pressed my face against the back of the monsoon. Floral sundress, although it's beautiful. But on a night in early October while riding a bike, it's getting a bit cold. The cold wind brings warmth. Feeling a bit unwell. Can't hit the target. But also touching. Is it cold? Not cold. Very good. The silent girl's voice. It's hard enough. The little jacket is handed to Wen Nguyen. Let him wear it inside out. This can shield us from the wind. Warmth did not refuse. Because of the way the monsoon is at this moment. Absolutely not open to refusal. He nodded obediently. Understood. The monsoon sees warm hair, blown into slight disarray. Suddenly felt a pang of guilt. They should buy a car now. Let's go. Continue on the road. Warmth is unknown. Where is the monsoon taking me? The only thing that can be certain is very far. 12 years of the little electric donkey. Not yet limited. The speed of fully charging the power supply. Really not slow. The magic poison is truly overwhelming. The monsoon brings warmth. Rode for nearly 40 minutes time. He has always brought him to Magic Poison Treasure Mountain Ice River Park. Arrived. Looking at the pitch black coastline railing. The dim light from next door. There are still a few scattered here and there. A pedestrian waiting by the railing. A moment of warmth. I don't know the monsoon. What did you bring him here for? Even out of trust in the monsoon. He didn't even ask a question. The monsoon made him get off the bus. He got out of the car. Then silently wait. Jaifin glanced at the time on his phone. Then looked towards Wen Nguyen. Aren't you going to ask? What did I bring you here for? I won't ask. If you don't ask, then. Between us, the conversation is hard to continue. Sigh. Warmth meets the monsoon with a distressed expression. The fondness in my heart. It must be revealed. That, what are you doing here? Today is your birthday. The monsoon whispered. A warm response. But it wasn't as surprising as he had imagined. The gaze of the young girl, suddenly feeling a bit hesitant. Birthday? Is there something wrong? Monsoon, seeing his uncertain gaze. The monsoon hesitated as well. His mind, spinning rapidly. Not, did I say something wrong? Under normal circumstances, celebrating birthdays is something. Everyone should celebrate a bit. Of course, under normal circumstances, after being together with Wen Nguyen, the monsoon has encountered many. an abnormal situation. If warmth, I haven't celebrated my birthday yet. Even more ridiculous. Every birthday will bring warmth, leave a bad impression. Out of caution, the monsoon did not rashly inquire. He silently grasped the warm fingers, under the anxious gaze of the introverted girl, slightly shaking their head. There's nothing wrong. Warm gaze became a bit elusive. The confusion in the eye of the monsoon, he keenly captured it. He began to doubt. Did I do something again? A very embarrassing thing. Obviously, the monsoon also sensed the unusual warmth, the reason for his sudden change in mood. There were also some speculations. In this situation, the monsoon can only say, "Autistic girl, it tends to indulge in wild fantasies." He held her warm little hand tightly, whispering words. "Do you like flowers?" Warm gaze. It lit up for a moment. Then the eyes rolled to the sides, quickly glanced over it, but did not see the flowers. I didn't see the person who delivered the flowers. So the monsoon. Just asking. At this moment his confidence, suddenly feeling a bit weaker, but still nodded slightly. Live, if you like it. Just turn around. When Nguyen felt a bit confused. After turning around, only the sea. Turn around, facing the pitch-black sea surface. When Nguyen felt a bit lost for words. The monsoon is a bit puzzled too. Why isn't it accurate? The awkwardness between the two. It didn't last long. Was boop, a peal of thunder, an explosion in the sky, the warmth of a scene never seen before. Suddenly startled, the body unnaturally recoils, leaning into the embrace of the monsoon. But soon he was captivated by the dazzling colors. Fireworks explode, blooming a flower in the sky. The dazzling flowers transform. When Nguyen slightly opened her mouth, the body also leans forward. Immediately after, second, the third firework, like a meteor streaking across the night sky. Boom, boom, boom. Some fireworks, like blooming flowers, exquisitely beautiful. Some fireworks, it's a quirky pattern, intriguing, all the brilliance. All are dancing in the air. A world full of vibrant colors. Warmth just gazed directly at the sky, eyes glued to it. In my heart, it has already become a dream. Whenever the brilliance flashes by, the light will illuminate its beautiful face. Every explosion of fireworks, its heart will tremble violently. My emotions at this moment. When I came back to my senses, instinctively reaching to grasp the hand of the monsoon, until I sensed the fingers of the monsoon still being held by it. Only when it's warm can I finally relax. Fortunately, the monsoon is still here, right beside it. The warm lips moved. I don't know how to describe this scene. After holding it in for a long time, only Yao Yu could utter a single line. So beautiful. The monsoon quietly turned its face. Warm profile, illuminated by the dazzling light of fireworks. More colorful than usual. It really is beautiful. Beauty is not just in fireworks. There are still people watching the fireworks. The warm gaze shifted. My face is a bit flushed. It can't feel the scorching gaze of the monsoon. But the night, it is the best hiding place. The warm nose suddenly felt a bit sour. It stared intently at the sky, a gentle beginning at the lips. Why are you so kind? Because it was originally good. For no reason. So, the monsoon did not answer this question. Continued to ask, "Do you like flowers?" Warmth paused once again. But this time the confidence, "It's obviously much better." It nodded vigorously. Like, the body is gently pulled apart by the monsoon, not knowing when. a bouquet of white roses, appeared in the hands of the monsoon, taking the moon, stars, and fireworks as examples. It has already become like a white rose. Pure and flawless soul, happy birthday, when Nguyen looked at the flowers in front of her, then covered her mouth. Tears flowed through the gaps between my fingers. Just tonight's tears. No longer sad, but love and emotion. It didn't understand the meaning of the monsoon's words. But that doesn't matter. What Jai Feng really wanted to say was, "Once I wandered in the darkness, filthy and disgraceful, but in this lifetime I am worthy enough to match you," taking the moon, stars, and fireworks as examples. It has become like a white rose, a pure and unblemished soul. Warmth has always been insecure, but only the monsoon knows. His pure and unblemished soul, how noble it is. He is his own past life, the redemption of life. These words, the monsoon cannot tell anyone, but the same, it's not important anymore. When Nguyen wiped away her tears, staring at the monsoon in front of me, slightly trembling, he is very nervous. My heart is about to jump out. Courage is playing tricks again. That impulse. I am telling him, we should do something. What should I say? He wanted to tell Jaifeng. Tell him loudly, "I like you." But when he approached the monsoon merely embraced him from the side. Turn him around. The fireworks haven't ended yet. Look at the fireworks. The days are quite coincidental. It's like a gift from the magical city for your birthday. The warmth interrupted by the monsoon. In an instant, it felt like a deflated ball. After holding it in for a while, could only nod slowly. Got it. Brilliant fireworks. It lasted for over 10 minutes. Finally ended. The crowd watching the fireworks, gradually dissipating, slowly, by the sea. Only the two people remained in front of the railing, warm and soft body, already leaning against the monsoon. Atmosphere. At this moment, it feels almost sticky. Even the breath feels humid and hot. Warmth. You will always hold a special place in my heart. In the days that followed, we will go shopping together, watching the sunrise together. Sunset. We will lie on the sofa. Let's watch a movie together. By my side, you can always rest assured. Go have a child. I like you. Did you hear that? Warmth buried its head in the embrace of the monsoon. This is the confession of the monsoon. He seems to have waited a long time. It seemed like I didn't wait long. Because of the past 17 years or so, long days compared, time spent with the monsoon, it's really fleeting, very brief, but even so, for life. He furrowed his brow, then used my head to bump against the chest of the monsoon. Again and again, I heard it. I heard it. That hurt quite a bit. The monsoon quickly covered the head of the autistic girl. Don't crash. Just hearing it is enough. When Nguyen nestled for a while, it feels like I'm just rubbing my own tears. After a long while, he finally let out a hum. I wanted to tell you that too. Monsoon smiled. He certainly understands. The courage of the autistic girl just now, although in a state of bravery, it will only last for a moment. But the courage in that moment, but it belongs to Max. Monsoon touched. Warm and soft hair. How can I make the girl I like me? Come and confess your feelings to me. Do you really like me? When Nguyen actually knows the answer. But he just wants to ask. I want to keep asking. I want to ask every day. The monsoon is not clear. His little thoughts just nodded seriously. Really like. How much do you like it? Goodness gracious. This question. Jiefeng was indeed stumped by it. Yes. How much do you like it? Jiefeng thought seriously for a moment, finally spoke up. I like you far more than you can imagine, because you can always sway my emotions. I love waking up every morning. I saw your message. When you have a problem liking someone, ask about my appearance. I like you, big and small matters. They will all talk to me. Make me feel needed, no matter how far apart we are. I want you to feel the fervor within me. You are the first choice and the only one. I want to walk with you forever, looking forward to every day with you. When Nguyen raised her head, eyes still marked by tears. Little Moon has been completed. However, he is not as eloquent as the Monsoon. Monsoon, do you know when I started? Have you started to like me? Jiefeng thought for a moment. The time I bought clothes, eating and shopping, met Gu Zhu Ting in her group. Then you lit a cigarette for me. Even earlier. Monsoon thoughts drift far away. In that moment, memories flooded back. A more distant time. Rooftop, when Nguyen gently squinted her eyes. Actually, it might be even earlier. You asked me to tell you a story. It all started with, but that day. It is the date I have confirmed. That time on the rooftop. The monsoon of life at that time. Everything seems quite indifferent to watch, but was stopped by Lai Long. This guy got really angry, until warmth is found. Suddenly realized again. He was on the rooftop. His heart, it seems to have paused for a moment, just like the first time, at the abandoned construction site. When I encounter warmth, just in time for that extra jump, and soon remembers the warmth of that moment. The wind blew through his hair, very beautiful, but on him, radiating strong negativity and lifelessness. There is also that kind, the desire to be freed from everything. If I hadn't found you back then, I haven't chatted with you. Can you dance? So it is said. I am really lucky, answering the wrong question. But the monsoon, it seems I already know the answer. Monsoon, when you advised me back then, what are you thinking about? Monsoon gently touched the warm hair, although my heart is very soft. I want to say some sweet nothings, but in this matter, he still chose to answer truthfully. No embellishments. At that time, I advised you. It really is. I think you're a really nice person. No other thoughts. Just hoping. Live your life well. Think of me well. At that time, thought you liked him. In my world, there has been no one else, except for you. The monsoon was somewhat moved by what the introverted girl said. Her lips gently kissed his hair. Is it the feeling of being needed? Not. It's the feeling of being needed by you. The monsoon paused for a moment, suddenly laughed. Okay, okay, okay. If you can talk, then say a little more. At that moment, he had just been reborn. My mind is all muddled. Contact with warmth. Isn't it just bullying? I wasn't really a good person back then, although it's strange. But I always feel that. When you took me home, suddenly changed. From a bad person, become a good person. Jiefeng was slightly surprised. Is this the intuition of a pure soul? Actually, he has truly become a different person. However, a good person, this evaluation, it's still a bit abstract. It seems I'm a bit luckier. Warmth brings the monsoon. Slightly push it open. Make yourself. You can gaze into the monsoon. It should be. We are all very lucky. Yes, we are all very lucky. The monsoon also follows with certainty. Warm gazes at the monsoon, pursing her lips. Be serious. Starting today, you are my true boyfriend now. Official announcement type. So from now on, you need to remember one thing. What happened? Since he is my boyfriend, if you want to kiss me, just kiss. Want to hug me? Just hold me. I might feel embarrassed, but I really want to. The monsoon is a bit melted by warm affection. He furrowed his brows for a long time. For example, right now. I see. Lips with a hint of coolness. Not cold at all. At least he can melt the heart of the monsoon. The monsoon's eyes widened slightly. At this moment a warmth that feels more tense than usual, still need to be stiff. Both hands are at a loss. In the end, it fell onto the warm back. By the person you like. Came up. What does it feel like? It's like being surrounded by warmth. It's probably just. From then on, whenever asked how many there were, he will say it very bluntly. 2 people. It's probably just friends. They are good friends. It's a girlfriend. It's about a beautiful October night. No more chill. With you through the 4 seasons. Surpassing countless beings in the world. Su Jiu Chun Fen. The monsoon didn't go to do such things to dry the tongue, although he really misses her. Tonight, for the 2 of them, it's already good enough. Embrace for a moment. Warmth separates from the monsoon. Holding the white rose in my hand, he is a bit curious. This flower is yours. Where did you get it from? Let do dingo bite. Prepare in advance. When you turned around, just pass it over. Warm expressions, somewhat precise. Dudin, where are others? Left early. Is it the same as us? It's blowing cold wind here. Hearing the monsoon say this, when Nguyen couldn't hold back. Pachai laughed out loud. Shall we go back now? It's time to go back. Will dreams wake up? When Nguyen suddenly asked. The monsoon first brings sour plums. Then the corners of his mouth slightly lifted. Dreams will wake up. But this is not a dream. When Nguyen smiled, the 2 got back on the little electric scooter. The cold night wind blows. Heading to the old shopping district apartment. Holding tightly on the warm road. After midnight, riding a bike is really cold. Even the monsoon. Take off the coat to keep warm. No way. After all, the floral long dress. It's also a dress. As long as it's a skirt. Breezing through on a bike. It definitely keeps burrowing inside. What's even more outrageous is the originally clear and bright night sky. This time, it unexpectedly started to drizzle. The fine raindrops are not very big. During the cycling process, rainwater will continuously seep into the clothes. Warm body. Shaking again. My teeth are chattering too, although he didn't say a word. But the monsoon knows. Silly girl. This time, it's definitely freezing. This situation. The monsoon also made a decision. I have to buy a car no matter what. When we returned to the apartment. Warmth. No longer able to speak. Lips turning purple. Pale complexion. Jifen quickly pulled him upstairs. Let him go take a hot shower directly. When Nguyen did not hesitate either. Entered the bathroom. Washing hair and bathing. It took about 40 minutes of time. But when he put on his clothes, when I walked out with my wet hair, the monsoon is still dark and unfavorable. The warm face is very red. Gently place your hand. Attached to his forehead, although it is not particularly obvious yet. But he is already able to feel. Warm forehead. Slightly warm. Riding a bicycle in a skirt. Go to the seaside to enjoy the breeze. Emotional ups and downs of crying and laughing. Then continue riding. Blowing wind. Rain shower. Even a body of iron may not be able to withstand it. He has a fever. Of course. Warmth is just a fever. Isn't it about to die? So it won't happen. What can't move at all? Must be bedridden. He opened his eyes wearily, whispered, I am a little sleepy. First, let's dry your hair. It's all a fever now. It's definitely not possible to sleep with hair on your head. What Warmth really wants to say is, will you still blow dry my hair for me? He just saw the monsoon. Went to get the hairdryer. So I didn't ask any more. Ha. The hairdryer starts up. It's already getting drowsy over here, nodding continuously. The monsoon felt a bit sorry for him like this, after helping Wen Nuan blow dry her hair. The monsoon made him lie down and rest directly. Aren't you going to sleep? With warm effort, I keep my eyes wide open. It's obvious. Now he wants the monsoon to be by his side. However, the monsoon still shook its head. First of all, I need to go downstairs to buy you medicine. Fever can be a big deal or a small one, if antipyretics can suppress it. The expression was somewhat stiff, but still nodded. Understood. Got it. Just get some rest early. The monsoon gently held the warm hand. Bai and Jing left the apartment quietly. When Nguyen picked up her phone. I want to delay my sleep time for a while, but my eyelids are just too heavy. Very quickly. He couldn't bear the weight of his eyelids. Falling into a deep sleep. Today is warm. He went to sleep with a smile, and the body under the blanket. It's not like usual days. That was so proper. The monsoon came down the stairs. Then directly hop on the little electric scooter. Go to the pharmacy. Clothes still damp. When the wind blows. He is also very cold. There aren't many 24-hour pharmacies. Not far either. Jaifeng bought some ibuprofen. I bought some anti-inflammatory medicine again. Cold medicine. Cough medicine. Thermometers and such things. Just returned to the apartment. Come back to see. When Nguyen has already fallen asleep. The monsoon reaches out again. She touched his forehead. This reach. The monsoon just knows how to play. The forehead is even hotter than before. It's obvious. It has developed a fever. He is not sure either. Should we put it now? Warmth, get up and take the medicine first. Let him continue to sleep. Gave Wen Nguyen a wet towel. Physical cooling. Jaifeng was just about to take a shower. At the moment just after taking off the clothes. A cold war. Coming along. Concubine. I can't escape the consequences either. After taking a shower, the monsoon felt a strong throb in its head. This is not a good omen. Hurry up and give yourself. Prepare a cup of tea and go to bed. Of course. The night still needs to be held tightly. Warm hands, although it's a bit hot. I hope tomorrow will be better. Clearly, do not make wishes to the god of wealth. It is very difficult to achieve. And next morning, when I woke up, monsoon congestion in the nose. Head and throat. It hurts like hell. It's obviously a cold. Warming is becoming more severe. Her face turned crimson. Still not awake. The monsoon arrived beside her. Gently tapped her forehead. Warmth. Wake up. Let's take your temperature. Sore throat. Warm voice. I am completely hoarse. It's obvious. Caught a cold just like her. There should be symptoms of tonsillitis. And it's even more serious. Take out the thermometer. I took her temperature. Good news. 9 degrees. This body temperature. You definitely need to take the medicine. Very considerate. Gave Wen Nguyen some fever-reducing medicine and anti-inflammatory medication. Arrange for her to finish her medication. You also have a serving of the cold. Then let her continue to sleep. the warmth of this state. It definitely won't work. Company matters. I'm afraid I have to do it myself in the following days, or most of the time, recovering from illness, then squatting in the apartment, working with a notebook, coming to work at the company. Only the monsoon. No way. When the CEO is sick, the boss is about to start work. After all, the president. It's the boss's wife. Very soon. The time has come to the last day of the holiday, when Nguyen has long since stopped having a fever. Tonsillitis situation, there has also been some improvement. It is the monsoon itself. A few days past, coughing. It continues on. Haven't been out for several days. Taking advantage of the nice weather, the monsoon pulls in warmth. Left the old business district. We're going now. You'll understand once you get there. The monsoon said naturally. Warmth, though puzzled. But the monsoon said so. He didn't ask any further. Until the monsoon brought the little electric donkey. Stopped at the entrance of the car city. Warmth just spoke. You want to buy a car? Yes. When Nguyen Kume? They were before. Just bought a green garden little turtle king. Are you going to buy a car again? His expression suddenly became hesitant, when Nguyen is very smart. Upon hearing the monsoon, when buying a car, many associations have already formed in my mind. But now he cannot be certain. So I stared into the eyes of the monsoon. What car to buy? At the moment, the company now. Just getting on track. You definitely need a car. There is more than one vehicle. Before this matter. Doubting and the others have mentioned it. There are many rules in the world of magic poison. Inside the truck, it's very inconvenient. Current locality, very many, although the company is not shipping. But product selection and inspection. We also need a vehicle to transport goods. So we need a car. Can carry both passengers and cargo. Mixed cargo van. Then there's the official vehicle. Uses such as long-distance business trips and returns. It is also very important. Monsoon's gaze is pure. Like a 10-year-old girl, it can't contain even a hint of falsehood. Warmly nodding quietly. I don't know if I didn't react in time. Still believed it to be true. Let's take a look then. All right, let's go. Let's first go to the martial arts world, setting the stage for buying a car today. The monsoon settled right there. Two vehicles of martial arts glory, the one with air conditioning. But there is no central control. The brothers are all young lads. That's enough. The window is hand-cranked. You can also exercise your arm strength. During the fight, make it more exciting. There's no need to buy that high-end version. The bear car costs $43,000. The insurance alone is less than $50,000. $100,000 to secure two cars. This car is as steady as an old dog. Meeting the monsoon, I really bought two woolen yuans. Warmth regarding the matter of buying a car also became serious. Provide cars for the company. He naturally had no objections. And just as the monsoon said, the company really does need a car in the Magic City, able to carry both passengers and cargo. The mixed cargo vehicle is too important. Normally speaking, the traffic police won't intentionally check. Then, the warmth without any guard, just caught by the monsoon, flowed downstream to Audi's fourth son's dealership. The staff did not because of them. Young and overlooked. Instead, they warmly welcomed them. 12 years at this point. BBA fourth son's store. It's indeed very thoughtful. Pouring water. Get the drinks. Give snacks. Even the sales voice is very pleasant to hear. Sir, miss, do you have a favorite car model? The monsoon swept around. Final gaze. A red sedan resting in the exhibition hall. This one is nice. I like red. Celebration. Moreover, the god of wealth also entrusted me with a dream. Buying red will bring wealth. Upon hearing the mention of the monsoon, the salesgirl next to me, immediately with enthusiasm, let me introduce this car. This is the Audi for L. 2012 red edition. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Automatic luxury model. The price is 39. 80,000 yuan. If we book the car now, there will be additional gifts. Listening to the salesperson babbling on about the car, the monsoon seems a bit distracted. Car configuration. It has long been understood in the heart. Start at 50. Getting rich and trading for a Jetta. Small town. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Da-Chen. What car does Da-Chen change to? It's no longer important. After the project was completed, you no longer need a car to prove something. Others will desperately try to please you, even if it's just a tiny car. People say you have a flair for romance. The company really doesn't have much money right now. I can't afford to buy the top-tier luxury car. The price of the for luxury version. This is already considered the limit. Moreover, their president is a young girl, so this model is exceptionally suitable. The main issue of buying a car now. Still warm on the person. Jiefeng pretended to listen attentively, nodding whether intentionally or not. After thinking for a while, Kai looked at Wen Yuan expressionlessly. This car is nice. What do you think? Warmth, no matter how slow it may be. At this moment, I also felt something was off. The big red car. Monsoon season begins. Are you trying to deceive me? Do you really think I'm foolish? The monsoon has never been an ostentatious character. The two have been together these days. The monsoon's underwear has all been turned over by him. Even the things he organized. All the pants of the monsoon. The clothes are all black and white. Even the underwear only comes in black and blue. How could he possibly buy a red car? Moreover, the monsoon makes it possible for me to take the driving test during summer vacation. He happened to be on his way back to his mother's hometown. During that time, I took the exam. So, the so-called buying a car for the company. Is it a premeditated plan? Warmth suppressed the unease in my heart. Answer very seriously. It's quite good-looking. But isn't red a bit inappropriate? This car seems more suitable for women. Then, black is still relatively better. Moreover, as the company's vehicle, it's not wrong to be more steady. There is a black style over there. Do you want to go take a look? Warmly and diligently, many words were spoken. He usually doesn't say this much. He doesn't understand cars at all. Just don't want to. Let the monsoon buy the red one. The monsoon gazes warmly. The way you dodge makes me want to laugh. He nodded slightly. The black version is indeed nice. Hearing the monsoon say this, Wen Yuan inexplicably let out a sigh of relief. The upcoming chaos of the monsoon. It made him anxious again. But if you want to buy black, it seems I've misinterpreted the intention of the god of wealth. I'm afraid something will happen. What does this have to do with the god of wealth? The warm voice grew softer and softer. I didn't tell you last night. When I worshipped the god of wealth, the god of wealth told me, red is good. Buying guarantees wealth. Black misfortune. The hard candy turned black. Within 3 days, there will surely be a calamity involving blood. Warmth. Isn't the god of wealth in charge of love? When will he? Starting to tell fortunes again. Monsoon looks for reasons. Can you be a little more considerate? Can't you stop leaving all the time? When Nguyen lowered her head, my eyebrows are almost knitted together. He often makes wishes to the god of wealth. It's always accurate. So even knowing that the monsoon is talking nonsense, he didn't speak up to refute it either. What if it's true? Is it true? Of course. The god of wealth can still deceive you. Warmly gazing at the monsoon before him, eyes filled with contradictions. There are still some doubts. Of course, it's not a doubt about Jaifeng's character. Is there doubt about whether the god of wealth can truly tell fortunes? After much contemplation, when Nguyen didn't know how to get the monsoon to change its tune, after thinking it over, poorly organized language, just grit your teeth and go for it. Ask directly. Monsoon. Oh, are you trying to buy me a car? He can't speak, but he can throw a straight pitch. Many times. Play it straight. It is the most effective way of communication. No beating around the bush. It won't cause misunderstandings or troubles. Monsoon. The awkwardness on his face vanished in an instant. The monsoon laughs twice. You're overthinking it, brother. I am quite stingy. Where is there such extravagance? Why are you looking at me like that? You can't seriously think that. I want to buy you a car. Young girl, you are being a bit too naive. Facing all the rhetoric of the monsoon, when Nguyen did not rebut, he quietly stared into Jaifeng's eyes. Her eyes were as clear as diamonds. The gaze shone like the dazzling light refracted by the sun, unbearable to look at. Love brings the proud to their knees. Encourage the timid to be brave. Make the deceiver sincere. Let the indulgent be pure. Let the monsoon be the deceiver standing before warmth. I can no longer continue to lie. You defeated me. But my president, when? I really need a car right now. Hearing the monsoon's confession, the warm emotion suddenly became difficult to maintain. In the past days, Mom kept telling him over and over, "It's not you who fell. Someone will support you. It's not your difficulty. There will be someone to help you. It's not that you're short on money. Someone will give you. It's not your fault. There will be someone who cares for you. The road must be walked by oneself. You have to endure the bitterness yourself. Money must be earned by oneself. Things have to be shouldered by oneself. Relying on oneself is the greatest confidence. Their family is very poor, but one must be ambitious even in poverty. You can't rely on others." Warm feeling. That's true. They did not go to accept others' charity and favors. Lasted for more than a decade. But these past 10 years, he felt again. Mom suffers every day. He is also suffering a lot. He had no idea. Should I continue to persevere? High school years. Until the arrival of the monsoon. How could it be for no reason? Every day I buy too much breakfast. Why is it that every time he doesn't like the dishes? It's all food I like to eat. How could someone do it for? Take a completely useless phone. Go recharge $999 of phone credit. How could it be because I spoke up? Just a complete set of traffic pool technology. Leave it to yourself. How could it be because of myself? I took a longer look at someone else's flowers. Just give myself a confession with flowers. The monsoon will support him. Help him. He felt pain. Every time it happens. He is so great. So good that warmth is afraid, becoming overly dependent on him. Because he is more afraid of losing. Monsoon. A car is not the same as clothes or shoes. Hundreds of thousands of things. Too expensive. I can't because we are now boyfriend and girlfriend. Just accept such a precious thing. I really can't do it right now. A warm refusal. It was not unexpected for the monsoon. Or say, this is it. It was something he expected. Slightly adjust your mindset. Shift your gaze, preventing a warm, sincere blow. The monsoon continued to persuade. The company president needs a car, and the car was purchased in the company's name. It's not like I'm buying it directly for you. It still essentially belongs to the company. Still can charge tax. Moreover, as the largest shareholder, company's belongings. It's my thing. So, this car, actually, it was bought for myself. Do you agree? When Nguyen felt a bit dizzy from being entwined. He knows the monsoon is just rambling, but this nonsense actually makes some sense. The company can purchase the black version. That's not acceptable. Absolutely not. Regarding colors, the monsoon bites deeply. When Nguyen doesn't quite understand, why can't black work? Too old-fashioned. The name of our company, but tissue in the future. You are the future president of tissue paper. We need to use the technology of tissue paper. Lead the future. How could you possibly use that old black model? This is non-negotiable. Monsoon with righteous words and strictness. While the two were talking, there are other customers looking at cars in the showroom. A person is looking at a black car. The middle-aged man paused. They fired their shots toward the monsoon for a while. Then he looked at the black A6 in front of him, instantly fell into deep thought. Is black really that outdated? Actually, warmth is also affected by the monsoon's words. Cut tricked. The company name is Tissue Future. It should indeed be full of vitality, but the company name and the company. Does the type of car matter a lot? Warmth surprisingly comes at this moment. Glancing at my black Apple phone. Is black really outdated? Warm faces tangled together. He knows. The monsoon has brought us to this point. This car should be a done deal today. His original bottom line: do not accept money from others. So, he and the monsoon. Every time the topic of money comes up, they will resist it a lot. But last time, I bought clothes for myself during the monsoon, after the two officially became a couple. He is also gradually adapting to how the monsoon is good for him. Monsoon spends money on personal matters. He is also slowly adapting. But most of the time, it's all about buying daily necessities. Breakfast or milk, tea, drinks, and such. And he will also treat the monsoon in return. Every time I resist the monsoon's gestures and gifts, it will bring him a lot of trouble, right? Monsoon. Actually, I have been changing. Today, his attitude is like this. It's just that the car is too expensive. It belongs to him for a while. An object that is simply unacceptable. As for the monsoon company, buying is equivalent to buying for oneself. I know you are changing. That car. This is non-negotiable. The monsoon's attitude grew stern. When Nguyen lowered her head. Jayan Wenuin lets go. The monsoon eyebrows suddenly formed a line. The smile is dangerous. He has already stood at the peak. That feels great. This must be experienced. He has already experienced it in his past life. But warmth is absent. He wants to follow his own footsteps. I want to stand behind myself. I want to become a person needed by myself. These monsoons all understand. Since that's the case, then let's have a trial for nurturing Prime Minister Wen. Warm compromise afterwards. The monsoon payment and vehicle pickup went smoothly here. The temporary license plate is at the back. The monsoon is still looking for sales. I got an internship car sticker with a female driver sticker. Little electric donkey instructed the sales girl, returning to the Magic City University. The monsoon brings warmth. Just drive on the road. Driving this matter. The monsoon speaks for itself. Old driver, But it's hard to say the same about Wen Nguyen, stopped by the roadside. Monsoon glanced at Warmth. Previously, I asked you to take the driving test. You must have taken the exam right. I took the exam. The Monsoon nods gently. This is the warmest point he is most satisfied with. Unparalleled execution capability. As long as you explain the things you need to take care of, he will do everything he can to complete it. If there is really no way to complete it, he will tell himself clearly, don't play those superficial games. With this kind of personality and way of doing things, even if she is not my girlfriend, being together feels very comfortable. Of course, except when he is eating alone. The Monsoon brings Warmth. Arrived at a spacious, less populated suburban driveway. Parked the car first, then began to open one's heart to others. Talking with Warmth. Warmth, get a driver's license, just to allow you to have proper control. He can drive. There is still a certain distance. Today happens to be free. I'll take you for a drive. It's different from filling in answers for the Subject 1 exam. Basic questions about vehicle condition and road conditions. You need to practice in order to understand. The Warmth sitting on the side felt a bit nervous, but still nodded slightly. I understand. Oh, right. What score did you get in Subject 1? Pass other exams several times. Subject 1, 100 points. Other exams passed in one go. I'm sorry, but it seems that I can't assist with that. The Monsoon gazes with warm eyes. Suddenly hesitated. There is a saying about past lives. Female driver scored 100 in Subject 1. Passed all other exams in one go. Driving really makes me quite scared. But those are all hearsay. It is the arrogance and prejudice of society towards women. It seems that such a smart girl like Wen Nguyen would be warm. It shouldn't be like this. Jiefeng's gaze was somewhat dazed. Warm whispers begin to speak. What happened? It's nothing. Change seats. Give it a try. 20 minutes later. Monsoon. Did you see the person at the intersection ahead? Warmth. I saw it. Monsoon. Hit him. Warmth. Break the law right. Monsoon. Know the law. Then why didn't you step on the brakes? Monsoon. Is it because I didn't do well? Warmly gazing at the Monsoon. That aggrieved little gaze. The Monsoon truly finds it hard to continue criticizing him. All right, all right, all right. When Nguyen can finally act cute. Ist good deed. Monsoon inhalation. Try to keep yourself grounded. The demeanor a gentleman and his boyfriend should possess. It's nothing. Just practice more. Second round of practice driving. Turn around. Monsoon. Kill him, kill him. Warmth. What killed it? Monsoon. Kill me. Warmth. That's not good. Monsoon. On the road. Warmth. Monsoon. There's a big pit ahead. Monsoon. Hang up the jump file. Jump over it. Warmth. How to hang up? Monsoon. Turn. Warmth. Turn signal. Should we turn it off? Monsoon. No need. I'll go down and blow it out for him. Warmth. When will you go down to blow? Monsoon. Brake. Monsoon. Brake, brake. Warmth. I'll to stop. Monsoon. Open the door. The foot slipped down. Warmth. After stepping on the brake. Put your feet down. Monsoon. Warmth. I'm sorry. I'm a bit nervous. Monsoon. What are you nervous about? It should be the bystanders who are nervous. Warmth. There is a tricycle behind. Should we let him overtake? The Monsoon glanced back. He is a foot-pedaled tricycle. You are an Audi of fur. Are you sure you want him to overtake you? Warmth is being watched by the Monsoon. silently lowered his head. With a girl who lacks mechanical sense, how exhausting is it to practice driving? The monsoon has made it hard to describe this feeling. The monkey once cut through the South Heaven Gate to the East Road of Pinglai. That's probably how it is. How to drive a new car. A bit of misfortune has come my way, but it doesn't matter anymore. Violent adjustment. It's also about getting used to each other. By noon, the monsoon and warmth are ready to return to school. At Magic City University, if students want to drive in and out of school for a long time, I need to apply for a parking permit from the school, and certain specific conditions are required. Qualification, monsoon and warmth. Now, no one has this qualification. So, the car can only be parked in the parking lot across from the school. Arrived at the parking lot, warmly watching the melancholic monsoon, quietly pouting. Still angry, huh? It's okay. The book says boys tell the most lies. It's nothing. Those who write books are all fools. Wen Nguyen shot a sidelong glance at Jai Feng, but the monsoon is just looking out the window. Seeing him ignoring me like this, Wen Nguyen suddenly leaned over. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Jifen was slightly taken aback, turned around. The gaze was somewhat sinister. Stolen kiss. Should we fight back? He reached out. When reaching for warmth, warmth quickly dodges to the side. Then Tian Tian smiled sweetly. If you don't get angry, I'll let you catch me. Then I'll just continue to be angry. Seeing the monsoon say this, Wen Nguyen suddenly became a bit anxious. Okay, okay, okay. Let you catch, let you catch. Come on. Monsoon scene. She smiled and ruffled his hair, deliberately causing chaos. Monsoon, don't do it. Then, taking advantage of the warm moment, I scratched my head. Suddenly stepped forward and gave a little push. Counterattack successful. You launched a surprise attack. You are no different. Stop. Today's driving practice was effective. In the future, you still need to be more careful while driving. Got it. Back to campus. The two returned to their dorms. When the monsoon returned to 205, the first reaction is to take a look. The lighters on the big table. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. How come there are only a dozen left? Jang Kao and Zhu Minky were together in silence. Ju Yihan from the upper bunk. It feels like the monsoon is about to break. Provided an explanation. It seems we were robbed during the festival. Go to hell. There was a thief. The computer doesn't secretly light a lighter right. The monsoon really didn't hold back. More than 30 lighters. You are the firecracker. You can't use it that quickly, can you? These three ungrateful children. It's eating a lighter. Before he could say a couple of sentences, Zooming has already started waving for help. Lao Chai, don't think about you. That broken lighter. Come on, give us some advice. Lao Zhang. What's wrong with Ko Dai again? His senior sister contacted him again. Ko Dai proposed a reconciliation. His senior sister didn't agree. Still dangling him along. Play with him like that. Ko Dai is in a hurry. Lao Jai, hurry and save his dog's life. Monsoon classical vinegar plum. When she walked up to Zhang Kao, I found this guy holding a phone, a picture of having no appetite. Looks like someone is about to let out a fart. I pressed it, but there was no bleeding. This is what a Tanku looks like. Let me take a look. The monsoon went to get Zhang Kao's phone. Zhang Kao didn't hide either. Gave it directly to him. Glimpsed at the chat history between the two. The monsoon only knows the senior sister. It's really not a good thing. He sees you as a backup option. KOG, what are you really thinking? Feng Ji, I am unwilling to accept. Jang Keo's expression was somewhat distorted. Look at his appearance. The Minsoon knows it can't be persuaded. The power of the white moonlight lies in no one can compare to the one in my memories. Even he can't do it now. Jang Keo is just like this time. I fell into it. Caught in memories of high school. Do you believe it, buddy? Jaifink picked up the phone. Seriously said. Let her. Jang Keo nodded heavily. KOG, I'll take care of him. Jaifink picked up his phone and started typing. What are you really doing? Treat me as a friend. It's still just a boring pastime. It seemed that Jang Keo's words carried a sternness. Soon a reply came from the other side. Of course it's a friend. Weren't we having a good chat? Happiness built on false hope. Indeed, it is the precise etiquette for friends. Huzio, then I won't chat with you any more. Jang Keo saw this. Suddenly felt a bit flustered. Holding on to the Minsoon, I asked, Is senior sister angry? KOG, he is testing you, testing your limits. The Minsoon spoke, while fingers kept moving. All right, just in case he misunderstands. Who is he? Do you have a girlfriend now? As long as I want to. You wouldn't think that I have anyone besides you. Can't find other women now, right? Then why do you still want to reconcile with me? Injustice. The conversation ends here. Jang Keo looked at Jaifin with an intense gaze. There is nothing left. Ozan, Arzin, your negative energy made me misunderstand that you wanted to reconcile. I just want to give each other another chance. That's all. Jang Keo, can we start by being friends? If things are good, let's be good again. So, you lack friends. We still lack a reason to reconcile. I don't know either. I'm a bit confused. Chai, even Zhu Ming's gaze at the Minsoon seemed off. Whoa, why is the Minsoon so powerful? He Jiphant is simply a heartless typing machine. If you lack friends, I'm sorry, I don't need it. If you lack a reason, is a red exclamation mark enough? What are you doing? You want to hurt me. If you don't want to reconcile, I can't find a reason to go on either. This time the screen has been silent for a long while. The entire dormitory held its breath. Suddenly, WeChat lit up once again. I understand. Jang Keo, let's make up. Jang Keo jumped up instantly. Whoa, Feng Ji is awesome. Do not abandon the weak. Ko Yuan was defeated by his adoptive father. Get lost. The Minsoon helplessly drove Zhang Ko away. Return to your own seat. Slightly shook my head in my heart. Bring the person back. Is it meaningful? To be honest, maybe there is. But more likely it is meaningless. Even getting hurt again. Zhang Ko is not him. So he couldn't handle a woman like the senior. He can help once. Can't help every time. The Minsoon doesn't have a habit of helping people to the end. This matter won't help at all. No longer suffer another serious injury. Minsoon estimation. This kid just can't wake up to reality. Sigh. Licking dog. The end of Zhang Keo's little interlude. Everything has become normal again. Students return to campus. Life gradually becomes orderly. The Minsoon chats with the warmth every day, talking about work, travel rights. Liu Ting's group officially joined the company. Familiarize yourself with the company processes. Warmth follows the guidance of the Minsoon. Let Elvyuan take another programmer with him. Start writing software for automatically sending class skipping notifications. This thing isn't too difficult. The main problem is being blocked. Moreover, the outrageous part is that, not just WeChat. I'm sorry, but I need more information or a specific request to assist you. Even certain Weibo accounts have been banned. Even the Alimama port is being blocked. That's right. Seal yourself. The Alibaba group is just that foolish. They just can't accept automation. So, the main work of the travel rights group during this period. It is reserve software. Accumulate enough versions of the automatic order placement software and a sufficient number of traffic comment software versions. Once sealed, the new version is out. 3 versions take turns alternately. This way, we can avoid being banned or targeted by the authorities. Everyone in the company is very busy. The monsoon is busy, planning for the New Year Goods Festival. This will be the company's first viral marketing project. He has to take matters into his own hands. Warmth is fulfilling the role of a CEO, managing the company. The number of staff in the company is gradually increasing. What he needs to do is quietly changing as well. Skipping classes in addition to product selection, big data statistics and inspection work, all have been separated by Warmth. He is now the president, not the director. Nothing is too trivial to be impossible, even with Zhao Lan's assistance. Because many things have to be done by oneself. Warmth is always there when there's free time. Then I will drive to the company. Even most of the time, Warmth is very understated. Many students still know about it. He has a red Audi of fur. This is in the student group from 2012. It's still very exaggerated. A month in the real working world. Let Warmth grow rapidly. He is very happy to see his own growth, especially under the gaze of the monsoon. The weather in November has turned cooler, but today's warm mood is nice. He wants to go find Jaifen to hang out tonight. So I specially put some effort into my outfit. The top is a black turtleneck sweater, tightly knitted sweater, fully showcase his impressive physique. Wearing a white casual jacket. I got a no-brand small leather bag. The bottom is a high-waisted casual skirt, black stockings, and white sneakers. This outfit is casual yet stylish, a bit more seductive, in the warm hands of the workplace. It's simply effortless control. In collaboration, he has the elegance of a high-neck flower. Not only does it attract men, but it also attracts women. When Wen Nguyen stepped into the classroom with a blank expression, immediately attracted the attention of many people. What followed was the discussion among the young people. Wen Nguyen, you look beautiful today. What is the use of beauty? He won't talk to you again. How about looking at Gu Zuting and Muwak? Also, I heard he works in the office every day with a middle-aged woman. I don't even know what it's for. I saw him. There is a red Audi. The wealthy people. There are many voices discussing this. Warmth has become a habit. After all, on the university campus. The one most full of gossip. It's just that kind of school life. Fenian Renwu, autistic girl, become a prominent figure. It's quite ridiculous to say. Ignore the classmates' discussions. When Nguyen reached halfway to the classroom, the footsteps suddenly stopped. Even their expression was a bit bewildered. He glanced around at a few classmates he could barely recognize, confirming that I am in the right class. Then, under the astonished gazes of many classmates, the warm and slightly goofy tilted head. Monsoon, you actually came to crash the class. Eyes met unexpectedly. The ghost fire youth smirks slyly. She had been secretly watching him from the corner for a long time. Perhaps, in the eyes of others, the monsoon at this moment is like a fool grinning stupidly. But in Warm eyes, that is the lover's weight. Warmth stands still, moving towards the monsoon. The monsoon was also admiring the black stockings on his thighs. The eyes shimmered slightly. As a gentleman, he could certainly sense the gazes of the other gentlemen. These people all have quite gentlemanly looks. But it doesn't matter. They can only watch. He can touch it later. The difference is clear. Warmth is also very sensitive. You can naturally feel it. The gentleman's gazes. But in his eyes, the gentleman's gaze of others is equivalent to lewdness. The gentleman's gaze of the monsoon is equivalent to affection. Are you double standards? In fact, he could be even more double standard because of dating. If there were no double standards, then it must be that I don't like you enough. Hold back the corners of your mouth.